On the 26th of November 1952, a British European Airways Elizabethan airliner was wheeled out onto the tarmac at London Airport for a royal mission, to fly the Duke of Edinburgh to Malta. On this occasion, the aircraft carried a crew of 10, including 3 pilots. A last farewell to his friends, and the Duke prepared to board the aircraft. Accompanying him on the flight were Lady Brabourne, elder daughter of Earl Mountbatten, Sir Edward Fielden, captain of the Queen's flight, and the Duke's equerry, Lieutenant Commander Parker. The great aircraft lifted into the air. The royal journey had begun. BEA's Elizabethan airliners are ideal for the Malta run, for they are specially pressurized to give a greater operational height, enabling them to fly high over bad weather. Malta was below in 6.5 hours. The island's governor, Sir Gerald Creasy, and Admiral Earl Mountbatten waited to receive the Duke as the plane touched down at Lucca Airfield. The Duke wore the uniform of a commander, but this was some months before he became an admiral of the fleet. The object of his visit to George Cross Island was to present the Queen's and regimental colours to men of the commandos. The 40th, the 42nd and the 45th Commando were honoured in recognition of their courage in trouble spots throughout the world since the war. After visits to many ships of the Mediterranean fleet, the Duke boarded the Elizabethan again to fly to Rome. At Lucca Airfield was Lady Mountbatten. Quickly, the airliner sped on over the Mediterranean. Two and a half hours later, they were over Rome. St. Peter's was bright in the autumn sunshine. Slowly, the great BEA airliner taxied to the reception point at Campino Airfield. British Ambassador in Italy, Sir Victor Mallet, and many Italian government officials welcomed the Duke to the city. The day before the Duke's arrival, the Duchess of Kent had landed after her tour of the Far East. Her young son, the Duke of Kent, had already journeyed on to school in Switzerland, but it was planned that the Duchess should travel back to London with the Duke of Edinburgh in his aircraft. The Duchess had made an exhaustive tour of British possessions in the Far East, and this was the last stage of the trip that had taken her 18,000 miles across the oceans of the world. Both the Duke of Edinburgh and the Duchess of Kent have shown themselves to be among the most air-minded of the royal family. The Duke frequently took the controls during his many flights in 1952, and early in 1953, after a course of instruction, he was finally awarded his wings. Once more, the airliner took to the air, carrying its royal passengers back to Britain. Soon the Tiber and the Eternal City itself were to be left far behind as the aircraft turned on course for home.